Now, one of the endgame victory strategic threats that you want to remember, especially if you are the player who is the second player, and usually the second player is the one who is the yellow player itself. Yeah, and just want to let you know that if you're the second player, you want to aim for targeting the second row, occupying the second row at around the central area, the fourth and the sixth row. Now, why do I say that? Is because, for instance, in this example, when you occupy the second row over here, of course, if you are the yellow second player, you want to make sure that this is below your own second row. You have your own piece and not your opponent's piece before your opponent makes the minor and major threats on its own. So now that your opponent cannot do that in the first row, your second row, what happens when you occupy the central two pieces? In the second row, what happens is you create a minor threat here, minor threat here, minor threat here, minor threat here. That means is almost totally all the second rows are yours when you are the second player, who is that yellow one. And that means, right, what happens is that anytime the red player, which is your opponent, puts a piece here or puts a piece here or puts a piece here or puts a piece here, you can immediately put yellow over here immediately already, and turning the minor threats into major threats. That means all other threats above are useless for your opponent. Generally, think about it this way. So if you have a long-term thinking that, oh, as the second player, you're going to put it at the central and at the second, fourth, and sixth row, most likely your chances of winning is very high. Now, do not take it as the absolute, but just know that in general, you can actually increase your chance of winning in that manner if you're the second player. Okay? And to prove to you that this is really the case, for instance, in this case, now let's say you're the yellow player right now. You don't want to occupy the space here, right? You want to let your opponent occupy the space. So what happens is, let's say you occupy other spaces like here, and then the red player goes here, and you go here, yeah, and your red player goes here, yellow, red, yellow. So what happens to the red player? Yeah, no other moves other than moving it here or here, here or here, that turns any of the minor threats in the second row into a major threat. Can you see that? Yeah. For instance, here, turning this minor threat into major threat, and so on. So practically, you control the space in the second row over here already as the second player. Okay? So then the next question is, if you are the red player, the first player, if I were to control the second row, would I be able to win as well? Actually, that is, you can't. You can't. Because if you are the red player, who is the first player, I will recommend you to put it at the third row and the fifth row. And you may be wondering why. If you put at the second row, you cannot win. Let me show you another example that shows the case. And most likely that is also the case. In general, not all the time, but mostly if you are the red player, you put it over here, there's a lesser chance for you to win.